This is lesson 0 for the back carry boot camp. I created the back carry boot camp as a kind of systematic, step-by-step way of learning how to wrap your baby on your back with a woven wrap when you don't have in-person help, or as a supplement to in-person help. A lot of people think that if they don't have a local meeting or a professional educator with them that they can't learn this, and I learned it all on my own, and it took me a lot longer than it could have. I kind of wanted to condense everything I learned in my first year or two of wrapping and create a little bit of a curriculum to kind of speed that up for a lot of people. That said, I put this together in a couple different lessons, and the first one is lesson 0, which is the rules. I ask that you don't do the back carry boot camp unless you go through the rules and agree to them all and understand them all. And the first one is that the back carry boot camp is designed to be done with a woven wrap, not a stretchy wrap. Woven wraps sometimes have a little bit of like diagonal give, but they don't stretch along their length or width. Whereas stretchy wraps like the Moby Wrap, Boba, Solly, Happy Baby, stuff like that, may or may not stretch along the length. A lot of them do, but you can see they have quite a bit of stretch along the width. And the other thing that typically differentiates them is that a stretchy wrap will have serged edges instead of hemmed edges. So you can see like the little zigzag stitches along the edges, whereas a woven wrap will either have a rolled or folded hem or the selvage, the finished edge. And stretchy wraps often feel more like a t-shirt, very soft to the touch. The only kind of stretchy wrap that should be used to back carry are hybrids, like Rhapsody makes a hybrid stretchy, which works as both a stretchy wrap and a woven wrap. It is safe for back carry. So that said, the second rule is to be safe. When you first start out, you're working behind your back. There's only so much you can do behind your back if something goes wrong, obviously. Be safe. Start out practicing. My preference is sitting on the edge of your bed so that if baby were to fall, they fall, this far onto a soft bed. I find working with a soft surface is a lot better option compared to working with a spotter, particularly if your spotter is not an experienced back wrapper themselves. A lot of times they end up hindering more than they help. And so you can use a spotter as well, but in general, I think having a soft surface as you practice does more good than having a spotter who has no idea what they're looking for as far as what a safety concern would be. As you practice, you will get more and more of a feel of when the wrap is secure, when baby is safe and hands-free, and at that point you can move away from the bed, but that's just something that you have to learn gradually. And that takes us to step 3, which is to take time on each step. I created these as individual lessons, and for some people, some lessons may be one lesson per day, but some of the lessons are going to be things that you need to practice daily for a week or 2 weeks and troubleshoot with others before you really master them. This is not designed as something that you just blow through in one sitting or in 1 week. I really want you to take time and understand each lesson, because each lesson is something that will apply to all back wrapping and all carries, and it really is a crucial part of wrapping safely. Which takes us to rule number 4, which is I am not in the room with you. I can't be there to tell you whether you're doing it right or not. I can't be there to catch your child if they fall. You are responsible for your child's safety. And that goes back to practicing over a soft surface. But on top of that, film yourself. Every single time you practice, either prop up a laptop with a webcam or your phone with a camera. Just prop it up somewhere and film yourself every single time. Get baby up, get baby down immediately, and watch that video back. You don't want to leave baby on your back until you are very confident that you are doing everything that you should be to keep baby secure. And the best way to do that is to watch a recording of yourself. It's really hard to do, even if you're working with a mirror, to really know what you're doing. A lot of people swear, I'm doing X, Y, and Z while I wrap. And then as soon as they record a video of themselves, they realize they're not. Even though they were watching themselves in the mirror and telling themselves to do X, Y, and Z, they weren't doing it. Because it's just so hard when you're focusing on all these steps behind your back to really know what you're doing. And so it can be very telling to take a video of yourself and watch it back. It's the best way to troubleshoot. And then if something goes wrong that you can't troubleshoot on your own, you immediately have that to share to somebody else with more experience to say, this is what I'm doing. Tell me what I need to do differently. And that brings us to the last step, which is to troubleshoot. Go through the lessons one at a time, and don't move on to the next lesson until you've mastered one. And don't be afraid to go back a lesson if you suddenly start struggling. And if you get stuck on a lesson, you don't understand something, or you swear you're doing it right but it's not working, troubleshoot. And the best way that I can recommend for you to troubleshoot is, again, to take that video of yourself and share it with an experienced wrapper, like the team of Geeky Wrappers, and get a second set of eyes to help you see. If you're not comfortable posting your face or your child's face on the internet, there are apps you can use to blur out faces in videos before posting them, or you can contact the admin team of Geeky Wrappers and private message it to one of them, and they can happily help you work through whatever you're struggling with. So those are the basic rules of Back Carry Boot Camp. I ask that you don't move on to lesson one until you understand all those rules, you agree to them, you're going to follow them. I'm here to keep you safe, your child safe, as you're learning this very difficult skill, but it really is a achievable skill even on your own, and it's game changing. Be able to have your front free and your baby seeing the world at your eye level and secure and safe. It's just a wonderful experience that I want as many of you to be able to learn how to do as possible.